Hey everybody, Bobby E here. This is Music Moment with Bobby E, something I'm going to do once a week. I just think music is so powerful and what it says and how it just gets into your heart. And so when I am inspired and I come across some music that makes a big difference in my heart, I want to share it with you and the story behind it. And this is the first Music Moment with Bobby E, and this is the first song I'm sharing. It is Psalm 13. It's not a long one, but it's based on Psalm 13, and it's by Alisa Turner. First time I heard it was a couple weeks ago with my daughter in the car on a drive back from Vancouver, and Becca told me about this song, and I've been listening to it on repeat ever since. This morning, when I was listening to more music by Alisa Turner, I came across the story of her life. And once you watch the story of Alisa's life, and then you listen to Psalm 13 that she has sung, and another song that will be on the other side of her story called A Miracle or Not, you will understand the depth of why the Psalm 13 and the other song A Miracle or Not resonates with her so deeply. So check this out. This is Psalm 13, then watch Alisa's story, and then listen to the other song on the other side of her story called A Miracle or Not. So God bless. I hope this inspires you and gives you some hope and peace. This Psalm 13 has been on repeat for about 2 weeks now. Enjoy.
I will confess some days I feel forgotten. Seems like you're hiding your face from me. I will admit that I wrestle with my thoughts, struggle with all of the sorrow deep. How long will you leave me here without answers, crushed by the words of my enemies? But I will trust your unfailing love. I will rest knowing you're enough. I will give praise, for through all my days you have been good to me. I will trust your unfailing love. I will rest knowing you're enough. I will give praise, for through all my days, oh, you have been good to me. You have been good, ever so good. Yes, you have been good to me. I will confess some days I feel forgotten. Seems like you're hiding your face from me. I will admit that I wrestle with my thoughts, struggle with all of the sorrow deep. How long will you leave me here without answers, crushed by the words of my enemies? But I will trust your unfailing love. I will rest knowing you're enough. I will give praise, for through all my days you have been good to me. I will trust your unfailing love. I will rest knowing you're enough. I will give praise, for through all my days, oh, you have been good to me. You have been good, ever so good. Yes, you have been good to me. I will confess some days I feel forgotten. Seems like you're hiding your face from me. I will admit that I wrestle with my thoughts, struggle with all of the sorrow deep. How long will you leave me here without answers, crushed by the words of my enemies? But I will trust your unfailing love. I will rest knowing you're enough. I will give praise, for through all my days you have been good to me. I will trust your unfailing love. I will rest knowing you're enough. I will give praise, for through all my days, oh, you have been good to me. You have been good, ever so good. Yes, you have been good to me.
Music has always been such a big part of my life. There's always been a song in my heart that I needed to sing. I started writing songs when I was around 12, 13 years old, and I never really grew up envisioning sitting on a stage with people in front of me, but I absolutely fell in love with the passion in music and the way you can relate to others through telling stories. I love to tell stories, so telling stories through music. And my dad was a worship pastor, so I grew up always in the worship music world and watching him lead worship and learning what worship music was and who we were worshiping. He was such a big encourager of me chasing my passion and my dream. So those dreams throughout the years kind of led me to Nashville. I spent about a year there chasing after it and leaving demos at doorsteps and But one day I got a phone call, and it was unknown, and they asked me if I was a relative of Ross Turner. It was hours after that I finally found out my dad had passed away. It was a sudden heart attack, absolutely out of nowhere. It was such a dark period in my life, but music was still such a strong desire in my heart, so it just kept pulling me forward. So I chased it. So I packed my blue Honda CRV and spent about 8 years out on the road, touring around, playing and singing songs and sharing stories for absolutely anybody that would give me the time of day. But it got to a point where I was starting to do some shows, and I'd be on stage, and all of a sudden I was having some memory problems. I couldn't remember my songs as well. My speech was getting really slurred. But it got to a point where I couldn't function anymore. I couldn't think very well. So I finally went home, and that last trip home, I stayed for a number of years. I ended up bedridden for a really long time. My muscles atrophied. I could no longer walk. I couldn't swallow. I had a feeding tube. I had seizures. I found out I had Lyme disease. Spent another 6 or 7 years on every kind of IV treatment protocol that there possibly is. The Lord was very quiet during that time. So it's like in those seasons, I just have to hold so tight to what I know, that He doesn't ever leave, and that He loves, and it's forever. Finally, some of the treatments that we were doing started to work, and my body would bounce back, and I finally started to get back out on the road a bit and do what I love to do and connect with people and sing and hear their stories. And I met my husband out on the road. We got married, and about a year into marriage, we got pregnant, which was a huge surprise because we had been told I couldn't get pregnant. And then right around our 12-week ultrasound, I was laying there, and I remember looking at the doctor, and I just remember his face going white. He said, "Your son has a birth defect, and that it's absolutely fatal, that there's nothing that can be done about it." We carried him, I think it's about 34, 35 weeks. They did a C-section. I remember the way it felt to have him sitting on my chest. And I remember they said that his breathing was getting labored, so I kind of knew. And so I just remember whispering to him, "If you're ready to go, you can go now." Again, music played such a constant role in that. It was such a way for me to process so much emotion and grief. It really has always felt like a gift that the Lord brought me. I think He knew I was going to need it to get through all of that. Throughout like that first probably year or so, I was going out on the road and still doing singer-songwriter, storytelling, lots of house shows. And for so many years, I prayed for the Lord, please open these doors. Please open these doors. I'm working hard. And it was just a change in my prayer. And I said, "Lord, whatever door you open, I'll walk through." And it's kind of scary because you don't know what's about to happen. But to share songs about my faith and about the Lord, and for just saying thank you for all He's done, it's an incredible honor to me, as well as it's like a huge responsibility for me. But He asked me to show up. He asked me to do this, and I said yes. So I've just kept showing up.
Courage to rise and believe He's able. May God be your peace in the fire you're walking through. This is my prayer now. This is my prayer for you. How long will I have to hear the stories of how you were able? How long will I have to celebrate the miracle that's not my own? How long will I lift my voice and sing again that you are always good? I'm feeling all this distance I thought I never would. How long? As long as it takes for my heart to find its song, as long as it takes to know that I'm still not alone. And at the end of the day, I'll stand right here and say, I know that you love me, miracle or not. How long will I give myself before I give up waiting? How long will I have to hide behind the smile that says that I'm okay? How long will I hold on to the promises I thought I heard you speak, when every passing day just leaves me broken down and weak? As long as it takes for my heart to find its song, as long as it takes to know that I'm still not alone. And at the end of the day, I'll stand right here and say, I know that you love me, miracle or not. Whoa, 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 whoa. I will sing it till my broken heart believes it. I'll declare it till I smell the smoke of faith. And with my hands held high, I'll scream it in the darkness, till hope is finally louder than the ache. As long as it takes for my heart to find its soul, as long as it takes to know that I'm still not alone. And at the end of the day, I'll stand right here and say, I know that you love me, I know that you love me.